Hey, how you doing? This is Adam Post, publisher of more than 1,000 comic books and marketing expert covering Bud Light. Bud Light gets themselves destroyed, all tents empty at Sturgis' motorcycle rally for Budweiser and Bud Light. They can't get anyone. I mean, they are actually the sponsor of the event at Sturgis, and they still can't get anyone to go to their tent. Let's get into the story. Before we do, please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up. Really appreciate you. I'm trying to get to 30,000 subscribers, so if you can subscribe, please do subscribe. Coming from Newsweek, videos appear to show nearly empty Budweiser tents at the Sturgis motorcycle rally. Photos and videos posted to social media of Budweiser's beer garage at this year's Sturgis motorcycle rally in South Dakota appear to show no attendees consuming their products. Anheuser-Busch InBev owns Budweiser and Bud Light, which gained national attention this past spring when transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney did Dylan's promotion and basically destroyed all of Anheuser-Busch's brands. The partnership then led to a passionate boycott among conservatives and normal people who weren't interested in being associated with Dylan Mulvaney, who felt their beer did not cater to their traditional consumer standards. Budweiser and its local distributor, Quality Brands of the Black Hills, are the official malt beverage sponsor of the Sturgis motorcycle rally. So Budweiser is actually the sponsor of the rally. Quality Brands of the Black Hills has been affiliated with the rally for over 50 years. As part of their sponsorship, the pair have been offering custom Sturgis and Budweiser signs in addition to mutual donations to local charities that raise money for the Black Hills area. A spokesperson for the Sturgis motorcycle rally told Newsweek via email on Friday that they could not comment without permission from the Sturgis mayor and city council who oversee the event. The fight over transgender brand ambassadors is symbolic of a wider debate about the inclusion of transgender people promoting brands. Some say transgender people should be treated the same as other women, while others say they are different and that hard-won women's rights must be protected. Videos circulating on social media platforms including Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook have shown basically no Sturgis attendees patronizing the Budweiser area since the 10-day rally began on August 4th. This is what they think. They think just because they sponsor an event or do some ads that people will start consuming their product again. They will not consume the product. And it's not just because they insulted people. It's because they associated their brand with transgender activist, influencer, actor, dancer, whatever, Dylan Mulvaney. No one wants to be associated with Dylan Mulvaney. That's why they're not shopping there. I'm sure someone wants to be. But the reality is, if the tents are empty, if the sales are crashing, it's clear people do not want any kind of association with a product that associates itself so closely with Dylan Mulvaney or someone like Dylan Mulvaney. They just don't want it. One video posted to TikTok by user Cycle Drag and later posted to YouTube shows him traversing the garage area midweek. Quote, "We're hoping business picks up a little bit, guys. Midweek, oh my goodness, wow," said the poster as he pans back and forth between empty tables and workers standing with little to do. He then asked one worker wearing a Budweiser t-shirt if they've experienced any uptick in business. The worker responded with a quick smile and nod, but didn't say anything. Quote, "Take a look. Sturgis is absolutely jam-packed," said the man who recorded the footage. "The Harley tent is packed. The BMW tent is packed. But Budweiser is having a tough go. There must be a whole lot of beer left over in there. I don't know what to say." Another video taken by Cycle Drag was also posted on Twitter on Wednesday showing different angles of the Budweiser area that remained empty on a different day. You would think this is before they open or after they close. This is not before they open or after they close. This is when the area is jam-packed with people who are willing to buy beer, but not Budweiser beer, not Bud Light, not anything associated with Anheuser-Busch, because they don't want to be associated with the brand that associates themselves with Dylan Mulvaney or anyone like Dylan Mulvaney. There are people on motorcycles all day long, thousands and thousands of people, but none of them seem to want to drink or consume or be associated with Bud Light or Budweiser in any possible way. And this is what they get for this kind of a promotion, and not talking to their customers first and finding out from their customers, hey, are you cool with this? Do you think this is appropriate? Is this something that would make you feel comfortable being associated with the brand? Anheuser-Busch should have reached out to their customers to see if they were interested in being associated with transgender influencer actor Dylan Mulvaney before they did that promotion. Bud Light sales have been decimated since Mulvaney advertised a custom beer can that had Dylan's face on it that was provided to Dylan as a special gift. Their sales have dropped 30% by volume, according to data obtained by Bump Williams Consulting and Nielsen IQ. That decrease in volume also varies by geography. For example, in North Carolina and South Carolina, apparently it's off as badly as 90%, 60% in Florida, 50% in Staten Island, New York, 45% in Pennsylvania. It's an absolute disaster for their brand. Quote, never thought I'd see this, Facebook user Brian McCall posted on Thursday alongside a photo of the near-empty area in the Sturgis Rally Facebook group. Quote, Budweiser exhibit empty all week. The post was reacted to and shared thousands of times with a mix of opinions among the 960 plus comments. Quote, serves them right, said one comment. You don't go against the majority to appease the 2%. Quote, shame that the only people hurt by this are the blue-collar men and women who work at the can plants, the breweries, the family-owned distributors, etc., another user wrote. Well, that's not true. The big guys at the top are under a tremendous amount of pressure. Shareholders are under a tremendous amount of pressure. It affects everybody, but it's an abuse of power at the top. When you have an abuse of power at the top, it affects everyone. Meanwhile, Twitter users also mocked Budweiser in various posts. Quote, Anheuser-Busch set up a Bud Light concession and not one customer. I think the only ones who like Bud Light these days are members of the LGBT community, one user wrote. Another user posted, quote, how embarrassing would it be to be seen at the Bud Light booth? That's a pretty good question, and the answer is probably very embarrassing. Another article covering the same subject from the Western Journal had this interesting tweet from Jason Barrett saying, brands should stay clear of two subjects, religion and politics. And that's always been the rule when it comes to like being in a bar. You don't discuss religion, you don't discuss politics. But the problem is they are so radical on the progressive side that they don't think their ideas are politics anymore. They think they're human rights. So they're pushing them everywhere, and now they're getting this result. But Bud Light has a plan to win back their customers. But it's not that sophisticated. It's a no-brainer coming from hot air. Anheuser-Busch continues to try to woo customers of Bud Light who joined in the boycott to come back. Bud Light has paid a big price for bad marketing decisions, and now the brand's owner wants it to be known that its market share is stabilizing. There is a plan to win back beer drinkers. The market share is stabilizing. The problem with it stabilizing, it's a completely correct statement. It's stabilizing at a very low level, so low that unfortunately they're unquestionably going to have to lay off thousands of people in the next couple of months. Former Anheuser-Busch executive Anson Fredericks warns thousands of more employees will be laid off amid the sales slump from Bud Light and the rest of Anheuser-Busch's brands. It's obvious because if they admit to a 30% national decline in sales volumes, they can't keep all the 19,000 employees they have. It doesn't mean they're going to lay off 30%, but they're going to lay off a couple of thousand. Are you ready for their plan? Their plan to win back beer drinkers is to stay away from controversial topics. No kidding. It's amazing that the parent company, Anheuser-Busch, is now making that announcement, but they're slow learners. Anheuser-Busch defends Bud Light as it points to a larger survey it commissioned of American consumers during the second quarter. Sales, profit, and market shares have fallen sharply due to a consumer boycott. However, its survey shows that consumers still view the brand favorably, but they just want the company to stick to selling beer. Shut up and sell beer. The survey, which commissioned 170,000 consumers across the United States, found that most people are favorable towards Bud Light, while 80% are favorable or neutral. The company has accelerated production of new Bud Light ads that are heavy on themes of football and country music. The company told distributors that it would buy back unsold cases of beer that go past their expiration date. The problem is this: you can create a fake survey and ask questions in kind of a funny way. For example, are you interested in politics or are you interested in the product we're trying to sell you? They can ask that question and 99% of people are going to say, well, of course, we're just interested in the product, not you trying to educate us on politics. If you want to be educated on politics, you'd watch the news, you'd read some newspapers, you'd go on some websites. So they use that answer to show that people are interested in Bud Light. Or they ask a question: do you think that you'd be interested in our products or any products as long as they don't try to push politics on you? And then, of course, 80% or more of those people are going to say, sure, we'd be interested in those products. We don't want them to push politics on us. So they use a fake survey like this to try to make their point that, hey, we know what we're doing. Don't worry about us. And this is for the investors and this is for the board of directors. But the reality is, of course, if they had just stuck to this in the first place, and we never knew that secretly Anheuser-Busch wanted us to fall in love with Dylan Mulvaney, want to jump into a bathtub with Dylan Mulvaney, want us to embrace Dylan Mulvaney. That's what they wanted. They should have kept that secret and just sold their product. If people even knew that that was a secret wish that they had to try to push that on their customers eventually, of course, they still would have boycotted and they still would have canceled their product. Consumers aren't dummies. We just want to get value for the money that we spend on our product, especially in these years of inflation. We're getting killed on inflation. So what we're looking for is value, not your values. We want a product to deliver when we pay for it. We don't want the social justice agenda. Let me know what you think of all this in the comments below. Always love to see your ideas. Please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again soon with another video. And if I don't see you, I will miss you.